Well, today is Election Day, and the polls will be open until 7:30 tonight. And one of the big questions today's election will answer is which party will control the U.S. House of Representatives.
Right. Democrats need to flip 23 seats to end Republican control of the House. And experts say North Carolina's 13th district race could influence that possibility. It's a race that's getting national attention as incumbent Republican Congressman Ted Budd tries to fight off Democratic challenger Kathy Manning. Pundits are calling this a toss-up filled with millions of dollars from special interest groups and several attack ads.
Both candidates spent their last day on the campaign trail on Monday meeting with Triad voters. Republican Representative Ted Budd was in Davidson County and campaigning alongside Donald Trump Jr. Democrat Kathy Manning was going door to door in Greensboro.
I'm really optimistic. We have had such excitement about this race really from the beginning.
This is about turnout, turnout, turnout. So we're asking people for their vote. We're asking on their doorsteps. We're knocking doors. We're ringing doorbells.
Representative Budd says his support of the president and his programs is why voters should send him back to Congress. Kathy Manning says she wants to reform health care, which she says will be a several-step process.
And we are following other House races and issues in our Commitment 2018 coverage.
Devontae McKenneth has more on what's on today's ballot.
Bria, Kim, good morning to you both. Voters in the Piedmont Triad are making selections in other House races as well. In the 5th District, Winston-Salem City Council member and Democrat Dee Adams is challenging incumbent Representative Virginia Foxx. And in the 6th District, Republican Representative Mark Walker is facing off with Democrat Ryan Watts. Also on everyone's ballot today, questions about adding 6 amendments to the state constitution. Those amendments will address this: requiring photo ID to vote, moving power to fill judicial vacancies to the legislature, changes to the State Board of Elections, and capping the state income tax at 7%. Also hunting and fishing and expanding the rights of crime victims. Winston-Salem and Forsyth County voters will be voting on bonds as well on that ballot today. The 5 bonds would cost $122 million and will go toward 5 different projects, including parks and recreation, streets and sidewalks, housing, economic development, and public safety facilities. Now, the funding will come from a property tax increase for cents on the dollar. Across the nation, more than 35 million people have already signed up and voted. That's up from more than 21 million people who cast their ballots early in the 2014 midterms. In our state, though, more than 2 million people have already voted in the early voting period. That's up 73% from 2014's early voting totals. But this year, voters had about 8 more days to get to the polls. Across the Piedmont Triad, Guilford County saw its most early voters ever, with more than 100,000 people turning out, and thousands more voted early in Forsyth, Alamance, and also Randolph County. And stay with WXI 12 News all day today for team coverage of the polls and live results. Kim and Bria, back to you.
All right, thank you, Devontae. Well, the morning of Election Day, the rallies are now over, but President Trump is hoping that his message on the campaign trail helps his party hold on to power.
Jared Hill is live at the Capitol this morning with that story. Jared?
Hey, good morning, Bria and Kim. President Trump got back to Washington pretty early this morning, I guess, or late last night, around 1 a.m. or so, after a really busy day on the campaign trail. Now, though, the question is, as the polls have opened, whether or not his presence will help or hurt his party.
In the final push to the polls, President Trump admitting today's midterm is a referendum on his first 2 years in office.
Because in a sense, I am on the ticket. You got to go out to vote.
The GOP's biggest name, alongside conservative media personalities, sprinting through 3 red states he won comfortably in 2016. The final message, light on the booming economy, heavy on immigration.
They want America to be a giant sanctuary city for drug dealers, predators, and bloodthirsty MS-13 killers.
That appears to be a calculation by President Trump that there's no better way to get his base out.
The Democrats.
Hello, everybody.
Rolling out big-name celebs hoping to ride the so-called blue wave.
You know, we're seeing a record number of women who are running. And Lord knows we need more women in charge.
The latest polls have Democrats winning control of the House and Republicans likely holding on to the Senate, potentially shifting the balance of power in Congress.
Now look, while those polls are, as I mentioned, showing the Democrats flipping the House, as we saw in 2016, they may not be the best indicator of how things actually shake out during an election. So a lot of people are going to be watching to see what happens today. Reporting live in Washington, Jared Hill, WXII 12 News.
All right, Jared, that is so true. Well, hacking concerns have caused the nation's largest election systems manufacturer to make some significant changes.
On the day before the midterm election, David Earl got rare access to the executive in charge of security and asked him why the company changed course on paper ballots.
This company in America's heartland helps make democracy happen coast to coast. Election Systems and Software is the nation's largest vendor of voting machines.
You can almost think of this as an electronic pen.
Craig Seibert explains the company's new Express Vote system. The touchscreen prints out of voters' selections.
So there's no guessing about, whether the machine got the right thing.
Correct. It prints not only the race, but whom you voted for in each particular race.
It creates a paper record to cast. A voter can also mark a ballot themselves in a booth, and the machine will read it too, then lock the ballot safely below. ES&S developed this new machine to replace ones that conducted elections without paper ballots. Decade-old technology.
Fast forward to 2016 and 2018 now, state and local election officials and the voting public are demanding that a paper record be available.
That's Christopher Woloshyn, Vice President of Security at ES&S. As hacking concerns and cybersecurity questions grew out of the last presidential election, the company pivoted back to paper. For these midterms, ES&S headquarters will staff a round-the-clock response team to deal with issues and deploy hundreds of workers across 42 states. But the security work never stops.
On a daily basis, we are repelling thousands of attempts by bad actors to get into our systems.
ES&S maintains none of its machines are ever connected to the internet. They are in nearly 1/3 of all the nation's voting jurisdictions, so people will cast millions of votes using its platforms. Reporting in Omaha, Nebraska, I'm David Earl.
And later today, 12 Investigates reporter Mark Albert will host a Facebook Live about social media and election security. He'll go live on the WXII 12 News Facebook page at 1 o'clock.
8:09, if you're heading out to the polls today, there are a lot of free or discounted ways to get you there. Hop on any bus in Greensboro to cast your ballot. The Greensboro Transit Authority Board is waiving fees today. Rideshare service Lyft is also offering half off of its rides to the polls to all customers. People living in underserved communities can take a ride for free. And Uber can help you find your designated polling place as well. You can get $10 off your ride to vote.